Hey, Christina. Can we have a little chat? Something seriously crazy just happened with me and my boyfriend.
Hey, yeah, sure. What's up?
So he came up to me, and even though I'm his girlfriend, apparently he's going to marry some other girl.
What? OMG. So does that mean that he's been cheating on you with another girl all this time then?
That's what it looks like, huh? I can't believe that something like this is happening to me. And this is the first time I've ever had my boyfriend stolen from me by some cow.
OMG, I agree. This is terrible. And I think you told me before that you work in the same company as him, right? I think you told me that he's been at the company for a bit longer than you have, but you both work in the same department or something?
That's right. He's the one I'm talking about. But what's even worse is the fact that the girl who took him is actually one of my girlfriends.
Wait, seriously? Man, that's so sad.
I know that he's been a jerk to me for cheating on me like that, but finding out that it's my own friend who did this to me, now that just rubs salt in the wound.
OMG, exactly. How could she do this to you? I wouldn't know what to do if it were me, too.
And on top of all that, they're planning to get married now. I can't even control all the anger I'm feeling at the moment.
Wow. So your friend and now ex-BF are going to be throwing a wedding?
Yes! Can you believe it?
I guess he must have been cheating behind your back for a long time, huh?
You don't have to tell me the obvious. I'm going to make sure that I ruin their wedding in the worst ways that I can. The fact that they both just left me scarred and hurt to run off to have a wedding is something I'll never be able to forgive. I'm going to make sure that their wedding day is the worst day of their lives.
Okay, well now, just wait a minute. I think you need to calm down a bit. I understand how you feel, but I'm more worried about you trying to ruin their lives over this. Don't you think that they can both take you to court and sue you or something? And if they do, then that would only leave you in worse shape, right?
I don't care about that. I'll make sure she knows I'm not her friend anymore, and that's my main message to her. There's no way she'd be able to take me to court for that either. She wouldn't. What kind of lawyer can she get to defend her for this?
Well, I'm still not sure, though.
Anyway, it's her fault for taking away my boyfriend after I've been with him for so long. So this is what she deserves. And it's not like I'm planning to inflict violence towards those two anyway. I've already thought about how that would end up. So, this is the plan instead.
Okay, well, what exactly are you going to do to them? It sure seemed like you wanted to harm them both.
I'm just going to make her feel like she's a nobody. I'll put her in her place for sure. I'm going to make all of her friends know about what went down so that none of them show up to her wedding. So my plan really is just to make sure that she doesn't have anyone supporting her marriage and that she doesn't get anyone's blessing. And she might not even know that I'm the one that did it. So there would never be a way for me to be taken to court.
I see. Wow.
So, what do you think of my game plan? You're also going to be having a wedding very soon, right? Imagine if all of your friends didn't show up to it and you were left standing in front of an empty audience. I heard you chose to have your wedding at a super large reception hall and invited a whole bunch of guests, right?
Yeah, that's the plan for my wedding. So when I think of that happening to me, I'd be really upset. I probably wouldn't even be able to control myself and just pass out while walking down the aisle or something.
And that's what I want to see her go through, too.
Hey, why don't you try and at least talk with this so-called friend before you go through with all of that, though? I mean, a wedding costs a fortune, so ruining it for both the bride and groom is pretty horrendous to me. I'm sure that things won't just end there either, right? She'll probably try to get back at you for that, and things will only go downhill from there.
Why are you getting so defensive for her? And it almost seems like you're getting all worked up, too. Oh, maybe you feel like something this bad could happen to you at your wedding. Is that what this is about? Are you saying that you've also stolen one of your friend's boyfriends and getting married to him?
Oh, please. Who do you take me for? I'm not trying to defend her, and that's not why I'm so worked up. Even if this is all a joke, I'm just a really sympathetic person when it comes to imagining other people's predicament. Maybe you really do need to think this through a bit more. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I don't have a reason to stop what I'm doing. It's not like I'm the one that stole their friend's man. And to think that I always thought of her as my friend is nuts. But I guess the friendship wasn't mutual. So for that, I'm going to make her burn in hell. So she better sleep with one eye open from now on.
Christina! Have you heard from Garrett about what's been going on? He should have told you about this situation by now, right? Huh? What? No, I haven't heard anything from Garrett. What's going on? What's all this about? Then I'll fill you in on the details. And after that, you should try your best to go and find him so you can be with him and stay there, with him. So today, our boss told Garrett that he's going to have to move to another state to work at a different branch there. What? He has to move out of Vermont? When exactly is this going to happen? And what about our wedding? Apparently, the boss received an anonymous email today when he got into work. And it mentioned the wedding he was going to be having soon. And then they found out about how he used one of his female coworkers by cheating on her and get married with another girl. Wait, whoa. This is a lot of information and I can't process this. But please don't feel like I'm getting the facts mixed up here. I know that Garrett would never do that sort of thing. Wait. Shelly, give me a sec here. So, Garrett's boss thinks that Garrett has been cheating on his female coworker and knows that he hurt her for that. And Garrett's boss also knows that Garrett is going to be getting married to a different girl. And Garrett's boss, for some reason, he's going to transfer Garrett out of state? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But why is that any of his business? This should be between Garrett and the girl he's supposedly cheating with and me, his soon-to-be wife. I know. But I guess the boss has some crush on her or something. I don't know what's going on either. This is totally crazy. I know, but this is what both me and my friend Trish were talking about at work today. And it's like the gossip of the day. Everyone knows about this drama now. We've all been working on the same project and we've been so busy lately. So I know for a fact that there's no way Garrett would have the time to be cheating on you. Thank you, Shelly. I don't believe any of this crap either, actually. So I'm sure that things will be fine. Oh, thank goodness. A lot of other coworkers here can't believe what's going on either. Some people just think that the company has something against Garrett and they're just trying to make him quit the company by moving him to another branch. Garrett's not the type of person who'd cheat anyway. Right. I trust him too. Garrett has always been very serious about his job and the people he works with, so we all feel really terrible for him. It seems like our manager needs to stay out of his business too because we all need Garrett here. He's good at what he does. Right. I thought so too. But after reading that mass email, what could we do? You know? I know the company has a no dating policy. I didn't think he would try to enforce it, though. The manager even said that he doesn't want this drama getting out of hand. And he said he just wanted to see Garrett leave our office. But do any of the higher-ups have evidence of Garrett cheating on me? I asked the boss the same question, actually. But then he started to accuse me of being the girl he had an affair with. What? Why the hell did he start accusing you? Is he nuts or what? I know, right? He doesn't want any man in his office that he thinks is disloyal to his partners. He kept saying how he has a pet peeve for people who are disloyal. Yeah, but that's crazy to assume that people just do that as well. I know. Trust me, I know. So I think I've only made things worse by asking him that. Well, he's just being a douchebag of a boss, isn't he? You were just trying to stand up for Garrett, and I'm sure he'd be happy to know that you did that for him. I'm going to try and get a hold of him and talk to him right now. I'm really thankful that you brought all of this to my attention. Your wedding is going to be this weekend, right? Garrett should at least be able to stay up until then. So please try and find him so that he's not alone during all of this mess. I think he left work early and he never told us where he was heading, so I'm assuming that he was really shocked to hear about all of this. Everyone in the office is really worried about him too. Thank you so much for caring for him, Shelley. I'm going to try and call him now, so I'll update you on this later. I really am thankful that you told me all about this. No worries.
How do you think your wedding will go today? It seems like none of your friends are going to come to it, so you'd better be prepared for a lot of no-shows. You might even want to bring a lot of tissues with you so that you can wipe all those tears in the ugly wedding dress. And of course, no one's going to congratulate you either after you stole my man.
Hey, Trish. What do you mean no one will be showing up today?
You were the one who started all of this, so I made sure you paid for taking my boyfriend from me. It's only natural that the cow that stole my man gets to have her wedding ruined. An eye for an eye.
What do you mean I stole your boyfriend? Are you really trying to say that I was the one who stole your boyfriend?
Exactly! That groom of yours, Garrett, is my boyfriend. Him and I have been together forever, and we were always in love. Until you came along. You wicked witch. But it seems you used that to your advantage and lured him to you.
Garrett has not been in love with you, Trish.
You would say that. This must mean that chat we had a little while ago makes more sense to you now, right? He was so in love with me at work that I'm sure you got jealous of us. But now that you've gone and ruined our love, it's my turn to ruin yours.
Wait, Trish. I'm having a real hard time following all that you're saying about Garrett. You told me before that your boyfriend has been with the company longer than you, right? So does that mean you've been working with Garrett in the same department?
Yeah, that's right. I was hired by the company that Garrett works for a little over 3 years ago. And then when I was placed into his group, it wasn't long until I started to get intimate with him.
3 years ago? Hold on, Trish. Can we both take a breather and calm down here? I've been dating Garrett for over 5 years now. So for him to start dating you the moment you were hired into the company seems a little odd to me.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, the two of us have been dating forever now. From the morning until early evening, we have been all over each other every single day.
Well, surely that's because you both work in the same office and in the same department.
Well, it's not just that. Garrett has always been really nice to me and only me, okay? He'd always compliment my hair when I go and get it cut or dyed. And when I'm having trouble with work, he'd come over and help me out all the time. Does that not sound like my boyfriend to you?
Well, that does sound like something that Garrett would do.
See?
And that's why I love him so much, because he cares so much for other people and how they feel. I understand that you'd feel like he's really in love with you, but he's definitely not dating you or in love with you, Trish.
I'm not making this up. We've been secretly seeing each other for the past 3 years inside the company. He's a really popular guy, and I'm still sort of new, so we couldn't go around telling everyone about us. And to make sure that we didn't get any weird looks from our coworkers, I made sure that I never talked about all of the nice things he does for me.
He really is a nice guy, huh?
But for all of that work to be taken away from me after you stole him is disgusting. I was starting to think we'd take things to the next level, but here you came to destroy all we had built. This is just the worst. Having my man stolen by a cow like you.
I don't even know where to start with all of this now that you've shown me how worked up you are. But I guess I can say that I haven't been cheating with your so-called boyfriend. As for Garrett, he's not the type of person to two-time people. And there's one last thing I need to ask you about, and that's about the email that Garrett and his boss and everyone else at the office received. Apparently, it was an anonymous email. But it was you who sent that email to him suggesting for him to transfer to a different branch, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what? I'm upset over him leaving me for you. I had to make sure he wouldn't go anywhere near you.
But he hasn't been dating you either anyway. And now that you messed up thinking that Garrett was dating you all this time, he is at risk of having to move out of the state. Why the hell does this have to happen to us?
I don't know why, but maybe he shouldn't have left me.
Well, you guys can't see each other anymore either then, right? I mean, you made him move.
Well, now that he doesn't want me anymore, I don't care what happens to him either. And before you start worrying about him moving, you should be more concerned about your empty wedding that'll take place today. The fact that literally no one is going to show up to your wedding is just so lame and sad. I guess for me, this is going to be great entertainment watching you suffer. This is what happens to a cow like you for stealing my BF, okay?
What? I have no idea what you're talking about.
What don't you get? It serves you darn right.
No, listen, I'm serious.
Your wedding is only going to be you and Garrett and maybe your family. But that's it. No one else.
But I never invited any of my friends in the first place.
What?
I'm sorry to have to rain on your parade, but I never invited anyone. Not even a single friend of mine to the wedding. Actually, we both agreed that we'd only invite those that are really close to us to the wedding. We wanted it to be a really small and intimate wedding.
What? Are you kidding me? But you're having a huge wedding at that really large reception hall. So there should be more than enough room to have everyone's friends there as well, right?
Well, we thought about that, but it seems that Garrett has way more friends than I do.
What?
Well, you fell victim to the very thing that makes him have so many good friends. He really does know a lot of people. So his friends and family ended up taking most of the seats at the wedding anyway. When we were looking at the list of guests, he had over 100 friends coming to see the wedding.
He has over 100 friends?
That's the reason I didn't really need to invite anyone else. We have enough already. So that's why I only have a handful of friends coming to the wedding.
Then why the hell did you two decide to have such a large place for the wedding? This wedding is supposed to have everyone come to see it, right? I even heard from your mother that you were going to have so much room there for everyone. She told me that the wedding is going to be so gorgeous with all the decorations and planning that it's a must-see for most of the people in town.
Well, if you went all the way to asking my own mom about the wedding, perhaps you should have taken her opinion with a grain of salt. Both Garrett and I have large families as well, so we had to make sure they could all fit into the venue. And we're also bringing the dogs with us, too. That's part of the reason for us actually having the wedding outside in the botanical gardens.
What the heck? You're bringing dogs to the wedding, too?
Actually, the first place that Garrett and I met was at the dog park. Not only did the two of us have pet dogs, but his and my family really love dogs, and that's sort of how we bonded at first. I guess that could be another reason I didn't invite my friends to the wedding. We decided to have something a bit more interesting planned out.
So you really did go ahead and have all the dogs invited to that wedding? What the hell?
It's what we wanted. So that's why we didn't want to try and force so many people into one place. Instead of inviting everyone and having them fight for the seats, we just decided not to invite them at all. A lot of them did come to me asking why they didn't get an invitation, and I just had to explain the situation to them all.
What the hell? Are you serious?
I mean, did you ever get any replies from the friends of mine that you messaged? Nobody replied saying they were thankful that you told them about me stealing Garrett from you, right? Did you even get a single reply about that?
Well, no. They haven't replied yet. I wanted to tell them more, but no one has replied back yet, and I was going to save it for that. But some of them still haven't read the messages yet.
So it seems no one was fooled by you. Well, I've got to get going because the wedding is going to get started soon. I'll make sure that the two of us really enjoy this wedding for you. Man, what a surprise that was. I can't believe the girl that thought Garrett was cheating on her was Trish. Yeah, I was also super surprised by that. The fact that Trish had been working in the same department as Garrett. It looks like Trish is kind of like a crazy high school girl who has this huge crush on Garrett, huh? I've been friends with her for a while now, but we had never really talked about her work life. I guess she has always been a nasty person, though. But I never thought she'd go this far, you know? Well, I know a couple of bad apples like her myself. But I guess they all try and hurt you at some point. I had a run-in with one back when I was in high school, and man, was that rough. But they eventually matured up and stopped bugging me. Right. You'd think people would grow out of these things, right? Well, this was really a terrible turn of events for you, huh? I knew that she was kind of close to you and all that, but to think she actually thought she had been dating Garrett for those 3 years? Gosh. Yeah. That was pretty crazy, right? And trust me, I think Garrett was the one who was the most surprised by everything. I mean, initially, I think he was upset, but then he was just floored after hearing the details about what happened. They worked in the same office, but he never thought that talking about work would make her feel that way about him. And there was never a time where she actually called him her boyfriend when he was around. Well, for the time being, it looks like everything that happened with Trish spread around the company like fire. And about Garrett having to move locations, I think that'll all go away very soon. If anything, our boss is at risk of leaving this office, actually. Wait, really? Well, actually, it seems like Trish and him had something going on between them. And they've been sending kinky messages to each other at work, and apparently they all got leaked. Oh, wow. No wonder he was so protective over Trish. Apparently, Trish was the one who asked the boss to help get rid of Garrett from the Vermont branch. And when the higher-ups came charging into his office about this drama, he freaked out. And anyway, one thing led to another, and people started investigating and digging deeper to find evidence. Only to find that him and Trish were seeing each other too. Crazy, right? Well, I guess I could expect all of this from someone as psycho as she is. Does this mean that things will get pretty interesting for Trish now that the word is out? I think that by the end of this month, she's not going to stick around anymore. I think while you guys are on your honeymoon, the boss and Trish's roles will become up for grabs and they'll be replaced by someone else soon. So I just wanted to let you know that you can relax because those two will be gone. Right. I'll let Garrett know about all of this. Since all of you guys worried so much and helped Garrett fight this battle, I'll make sure to bring all sorts of wonderful snacks and gifts home from our honeymoon. Yay! Then the two of you have an amazing honeymoon, okay? Thanks to you, we will now.
This isn't the time to start messing around, okay? Why do I have to be the one to get fired from this company? I was just told by HR that I'm going to be fired. They said they no longer want people on the premise that are all about causing trouble within the company. It's all your fault that I'm going to be unemployed. Why the hell did you do this to me?
Are you talking about how you and your boss had a private kinky exchange of messages?
OMG, you know about that too?
Trish, I think you've been going a little too hard at this whole getting back at me thing.
Shut the hell up! There's no reason to be bringing any of that story up. Right now, I'm talking about how because of you, I'm going to lose everything I worked so hard for. I lost both my boyfriends, and now I'm going to lose my job. There's no way in hell I'll be going easy on you now.
When you say it like that, it almost seems like you're getting what you asked for. I think the only person you need to be angry at is yourself. But even beyond what you did to me, you should be more worried about the man you actually tried to harm. And that's Garrett. He is super pissed about what you did. He even told me that he plans to take you to court.
What? He's going to try and sue me? Why?
Because you tried to ruin our wedding, but also his life by getting him moved out of the Vermont office. A lot of your coworkers there said that it was really sad the way you worked with the boss to get him out of there. Garrett even got a bit depressed, but now he knows the truth. He's just angry. And he's going to try and get a lot of money from you, so I'd start getting prepared now.
Wait, I'm going to get fined?
I've never seen Garrett get this mad, you know. He said that he'll never forgive someone that lies to try and get him out of his job. He got in touch with a lot of his friends and made a game plan for what he would do to you.
A game plan?
Well, Garrett has a lot of friends, and even a few that are lawyers and police officers. Even a bunch that work for the courthouse. So things aren't looking so good for you anymore. I even heard a few of them saying that after what they saw happen to Garrett, that they won't rest until you get the justice you deserve. I was shocked hearing them say things like that, of course. But then again, you do deserve it.
What?
Also, I went and talked with both of your parents about this. They said they won't be helping you in court either, so I won't even bother asking them for help. I wouldn't try crying in front of them either because they're not going to budge. They told me they'll do everything in their power to stay away from helping you.
You're lying right now. How did you talk with my parents about this?
Well, they live in the same neighborhood as us, and I've been your friend ever since we were little, so it wasn't hard for me to talk with them. And since they know who I am and are your parents, they said it was a great thing that I told them.
This can't be real, though. OMG. What is this? My dad's sending me a ton of texts. What am I going to do? I'm so scared right now that I can't even answer their calls.
So if you have anything else you want to talk about, go ahead and get in touch with Garrett's lawyers. I'll make sure that you'll regret getting me and my husband caught up in all of your bullcrap. So after that, Garrett got his team of lawyers together and started handling Trish's case. And he's going to make sure that she gets what she deserves. They're all going after her for ruining Garrett's reputation at work and acting like some creepy stalker. When Trish showed up at court, she didn't even have a lawyer who could defend her. We all saw her looking defeated and helpless. In the end, the judge decided that Trish would have to pay over $70,000 to both Garrett and me, and in addition, we've been granted a restraining order against her. Trish's parents never offered to help her pay any of it off, which meant that she was forced to find the money elsewhere. And she's been looking around for different jobs, but is finding it hard with the criminal record that she has. I think she's finally found something, though. I'm surprised that someone even offered her work. I heard she's delivering newspapers in the mornings, and then from 8 p.m., she works part-time in a factory just outside of town, packing food boxes. And as for the manager, who essentially was an accomplice to Trish, who tried to get Garrett transferred, he got what he deserved too. He ended up getting transferred to a very small branch office in Michigan, where he was demoted to working as a paper pusher, while Garrett was later promoted to manager to replace him. And now he has all of his ex-coworkers who he managed to hire and is in a great place at work. He'll be making even more money now with his promotion and will soon be getting that $70,000 from Trish, too. It was great that with all the fines that Trish paid us, she practically paid for both our wedding and honeymoon. And now, we're thinking of buying a bigger house and start thinking of creating a family of our own. It's too bad for Trish, but life has turned a 180 on us and it's all been great news. And we hope it'll stay this way. Thanks for watching. Feel free to like the video and leave a comment. See you in the next one.